The buzz, a new French study finds early liver transplantation can improve survival in patients with a first episode of severe alcoholic hepatitis who aren't responding to medical therapy. The condition is essentially inflammation of the liver, and it is usually followed by cirrhosis. Now, alcoholics with an acute form of hepatitis are usually required to abstain from alcohol for about 6 months before they're considered for a transplant. But according to researchers, only 30% even live long enough for that operation, and most die within 2 months. Here's where the controversy emerges. Critics point out more than 16,000 Americans are waiting for a liver transplant, with only 6,000 available each year. Should alcoholics be given a second chance before their livers are fatally scarred by cirrhosis, even as thousands of others who have not abused their bodies wait for a new liver? Go ahead and sound off.
Yeah, this condition, we're not just talking about people who are in their 50s and 60s and 70s after years and years of drinking. You're seeing this in 30-year-old people in their 30s.
You know, it's a strange thing to talk about because, you know, this is behavior that the people perpetrated themselves that led to this situation. But I think what might be the bigger picture to look at is the survivability rate of somebody who is an alcoholic. It seems to be pretty low for something like this. So maybe you're better off giving this to someone who's going to live longer. Maybe that's where you draw the line.
Well, that's the concern. If you give this person the liver transplant and they go back to their old ways and they continue the drinking, then what good does that do?
Yeah.
But if someone really is committed to sobriety and to a new life,
or has never picked up an alcoholic drink in their lives and just had liver failure.
Right.
You know, that's the argument. Should somebody who's a non-alcoholic be put on a waiting list below someone who is abusing their bodies willingly?
Yeah, I think that's where the controversy really peaks.
And they've done it over and over and over and over through the years. I mean, most alcoholics, before they ever get into recovery, know they're alcoholics and have known for a long time that they're alcoholics.
Yeah, this debate is raging on our Facebook page.
Let's get to what you were saying. BJ Morin writes, no, there are too many people out there who've taken care of themselves all of their lives, who aren't self-destructive. They should always take priority.
Lindsay Flores writes, I think everyone deserves a second chance. However, in these cases, transplants should first go to people with terminal illnesses before going to a patient that abused their bodies.
Judy Thompson says, I watched my brother die because he needed a liver. Yes, he did it to himself, but that doesn't make it any easier.
Herman Bricado, no way. If they need a transplant, they can go on the waiting list and wait their turn like everyone else.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
You know, the interesting thing about alcoholism is it's believed to be a physical condition and then a mental malady. So you're born with a predisposition to alcoholism. So when you pick up that first drink, you could start a string of events that makes you an alcoholic or raging alcoholic later on. But there comes a point where you have to make a decision for yourself to say, I need to stop. I've got to stop. And for people who don't and choose to continue to abuse their bodies, you know, what do you say to that?
Yeah, and then, you know, other people say, well, look, this isn't just, oh, I choose to drink a whole lot. This is a disease. So really, by not giving them a liver, you're punishing them for having a disease. We could go on and on this. Yeah. We really could.
And continue the conversation on Facebook. We encourage you to do that. Katrina Schaefer right now, she's in our